There's a kind of magic in Ireland that feels like it belongs in the pages of an old book. For years, I traveled here in my mind, long before I ever booked a flight. I would love to share with you the books that inspired me to go to Ireland. A book or two that I read after my trip to keep me there a little longer. And then finally, join me as I wander around Ireland looking for the very coziest bookshops. I'm Nikki from Nikki and Chapters, and I just got back from a wonderful trip to Ireland. I had such a great time, uh, mostly just kind of wandering to different bookshops and different towns and places. I have been obsessed with reading novels about faraway places for as long as I can remember. And I was reading books that took place in Ireland long before I ever booked a flight. You can't really talk about uh, traveling books that are traveling to Ireland without talking about Nora Roberts. And I am pretty sure the first time I read a Nora Roberts book that took place in Ireland, I think I was in high school. And I am pretty sure it was this book, Born in Ice. This is actually the second book of a trilogy, the Born in trilogy. The first one's Born in Fire, then this one, and then the last one is Born in Shame. This, oh my, like Nora Roberts, when she writes about Ireland, you feel like you're there. Um, I fell in love with these characters. This one was my favorite. I loved Brianna. On this trip, when we drove through County Clare, I was looking for Brianna's cottage. I was seriously like, which one is it? And I honestly don't think I ever saw it. I kind of was like, maybe. But I definitely saw Murphy and his cow. I definitely saw that. Um, and Murphy is the hero of the third book, Born in Shame. Another set of books, a trilogy that really made me want to I wanted to visit Ireland so bad after I read this trilogy. And that is the Dark Witch trilogy. I believe the Cousins O'Dwyer trilogy. And the first book is called Dark Witch. Um, this one has a lot more paranormal type aspects to it, some Irish folklore. Um, it takes place in County Mayo, and it's also one that kind of goes back in time and then present day. And when I say back in time, it's like 1,000 years back in time. Um, it really connects you to Ireland and the to the past and the people. I just loved it. It was so good. A little darker than the Born in trilogy, a little bit more magic and things like those types of elements. As a traveler going to Ireland, you just can't beat that feeling that Nora Roberts gives you when she talks about Ireland. Like reading her books that take place there is just like so good. She's such a good storyteller. Okay, continuing on. I This next series is a cozy mystery series. The first one is Murder in an Irish Village. And this one it checks all of my cozy mystery boxes. It takes place in an Irish village. It's a fictional Irish village. And uh, the main character, she and her siblings they've been orphaned. She is around 20 years old. I believe most of her siblings are younger than she is. And she's just trying to keep them all together. She's trying to run the bistro that is their family bistro. And it's really a great look at kind of slice of life, Irish village life. Um, as the series continues, they're all getting older and new things are happening in their lives. And then there's always a really cozy mystery to go along with it. And one of the things I really loved is when I was in Ireland, they were having like a Gaelic football playoffs, and which is one of the official Irish sports, along with hurling. And hurling is actually mentioned several times in this series. Otherwise, I never would have known what it was. And that was really cool to read about it in this book, and then kind of experience it when I was over in Ireland. And it was a lot of fun. I highly recommend these books. I really love them. Okay, so this last book that I wanted to talk about is actually, I started reading it on the plane ride home because I didn't want to let Ireland go. I wanted to keep experiencing my journey there. So I did a little internet search, and this one popped up. It's The Cozy Cottage in Ireland. It is part of a series of like a escape to different locations by Julie Kaplan. And what I absolutely loved about this book, um, while I was reading it, the main character, Hannah, I believe her name was, at some point walked into this, it's called Foley's Bar and Restaurant in Inch, I believe in County Kerry. And she walks in and she's experiencing the atmosphere and all the cute things on the wall and the music playing. And she sees a shirt that says FBI on it. And then it's like, it's supposed to be funny, like FBI in big letters, and then Foley's Bar Inch underneath it. And I experienced this. When we were there 2 years ago, my husband and daughter and I went in here, and my daughter actually bought that T-shirt that says FBI, and we, listened to good music and just soaked in the atmosphere. It's such a beautiful, beautiful place. It's got beautiful beach and just, oh my God, just gorgeous. So having experienced that, and then reading about a character experiencing the same thing that I did, was so delightful. So that was really fun. Again, the Cozy Cottage in Ireland. I love this. And um, yeah, let me know Irish what what books that take place in Ireland maybe uh, make you want to visit Ireland, or maybe you did visit Ireland and you wanted to keep that experience going. Give me your book recommendations. Okay, last thing that I'll do is uh, talk about some of the bookshops that I went into. What did I buy at these bookshops? I went into several, as many as I could find on the trip. Um, in Dublin, I went to Books Upstairs. It was such a cute bookshop, and it did have books upstairs, and it had a cafe upstairs, I believe, that had just kind of a beautiful window that you could kind of look out over the city. And I bought this book bag because I had to. I absolutely had to. Another place that I went was the Winding Stair. This was actually, so the Winding Stair, there's a restaurant that, if I remember correctly, that was like originally a bookstore. And they were going to close it, and this restaurant opened up there to kind of keep it going and keep it alive. Really, really beautiful restaurant. Um, Gorgeous views overlooking the city.
a winding stair leading up to the restaurant, but the bookstore is next door and it's really cute. It's gorgeous. There's uh, looks like a collection of older books, along with uh, just new books to buy. Really, really pretty bookstore. We bought mythical Irish gods and goddesses while we were there. And yeah, it was so cute. Really highly recommend going in. Um, a lot of books that I bought were actually in, we went to several bookstores, but I didn't buy books at every place. Um, we only had carry on bags with us. So I had to be really particular about what I bought because believe me, I would have bought much, much more had we had more space. But we went to several bookstores in Dublin. The last bookshop was a secondhand bookshop that was just so cool. There were just stacks and stacks and stacks of books everywhere. I loved it. Um, just really pretty. There was this neat little, like, you could go kind of out back, and there was this, like, a lot of greenery and places to sit. Um, Chapters, which is an independent bookstore. I believe it's the largest independent bookstore in Dublin. And it has extensive books. There's also secondhand books in the back, but just a ton, like a huge bookstore, honestly. And then there's an upstairs part that is like a gardening section and also a cafe. So definitely, if you're in Dublin, check that out. That was really fun. After we moved on from Dublin, we one of the places we went to in Killarney was called the Book Dungeon, and this was interesting. This was like it was sort of like a convenience store downstairs, but then upstairs they had all kinds of books, mostly secondhand books, but also newer books, new books, and then like also like school supplies. So really interesting, kind of like a mishmash of different things. But I actually found several books there that I had to get. This one, Saint Bridget and Other Amazing Irish Women, um, Irish Fairy Forts, Irish Fairy Tales and Folklore by W.B. Yeats. I just had to get this. He is an Irish poet. And Fairley's Field Guide to Irish Fairy Folk. And this one is really cool. It has a lot of really interesting drawings. See, like just there's drawings on almost every page. So if you're interested in the folk, um, and you want to read more about it, yeah, this one's fun. Um, we also, let's see, we went into a bookstore in Galway, or a couple of bookstores in Galway that were really fun. And then, oh my goodness, in Belfast, we went to a big chain bookstore, Waterstone, I believe. And that was fun. It had a lot. It was sort of like a Barnes and Noble. But then I found a secondhand bookstore and I bought this Wild Irish Women Extraordinary Lives from History. And this was only £3 in Belfast. So I was really happy to find this, and it is very interesting. I started reading it while I was there. So that was kind of my fun. I had so much fun walking through all these cozy bookstores, and some of them were bigger and had more, and some of them were just little, like, just tiny little treasures that you could kind of wander through. Definitely one of the highlights of my trip.
Thank you so much for joining me on my bookish travels through Ireland and some of my favorite books through the years that inspired me to finally go. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see even more cozy content about books, travel, gardening, and more. Until the next chapter.